wiener story.
Yes.
Allison, I agree with you that I don't think the ad's promoting pedophilia. I think each side is supposed to be a different situation with a different teacher and a different girl. It's to emphasize the dual air conditioning thing.
Really?
I missed that.
I thought they were the same, just different
I don't know.
styles of comic book
It may just be that I want it to be that.
Right. Is it the same apple, though?
I don't know.
I think we can agree it's a searing indictment of contemporary social mores.
Oh, absolutely. No,
And
there's
the
no doubt about
education
that.
crisis,
Yeah.
the student-teacher ratio.
Yeah, it's very jejune, I think.
Yeah.
I felt like it was filled with joie de vivre.
Greg, you said we're not even sure if this ad is actually run, which is true, but one of the eligibility requirements at the festival is that the ad must have been implemented for the first time between such and such dates. I don't know if that means run or not.
I don't know either.
Still funnier than any Peanuts cartoon ever.
Yeah.
So.
It's no Family Circus, though.
Not as good as Dilbert.
No,
Yeah.
nothing is.
Yeah.
S-Zone. Allison, you said you think it's uniquely male to want to take pictures of your junk and send it out over the internet.
I did.
I've got an inbox that says otherwise.
No, playa.
I'm masculine sometimes.
Allison, you ever take a picture of your inbox and send it out?
I never have.
See, I knew as soon as I said inbox. I knew when I wrote that as soon as I wrote inbox, somebody was going to just...
Yeah.
I did it anyway. I blame myself. I did it anyway.
I do have a reply all policy, though.
Do you?
That's good. Oh, nice of you.
Yeah.
I just think it's polite.
It is polite. No BCCs.
I don't want to know what BC stands for.
Yes.
Yeah.
You cannot get rid of them. That's the thing with BCCs. You have them forever.
You can freeze them off.
Yeah.
Yeah. A union puppet show for kindergartners. Allison, you said the chicken's demands were pretty tame, that they should have gone further. But how about the idiot farmer? He says, the hens say if he doesn't recognize their union, they'll stop laying eggs. He says, I guess I'll have to do what you say. Why not just say, that's fine, guess what I'm having for dinner tonight?
I know, he totally buckled under the pressure of Big Chicken.
Yeah. Or just say, that's fine, I'm shutting down the farm and starting another one in South Carolina.
Have you ever had a bunch of chickens who are angry at you? It is very menacing.
Right.
I'd like to be one of the egg beater chickens because I would like to. My feeling is I would be angry if I was a chicken where they just made chicken egg white omelets out of my thing because they're essentially throwing my kid away and just keeping the mucus part. I mean, how pissed do you have to be as a chicken when you hear about the egg white omelet?
Yes.
Like, what? I had a kid, you tossed them away, and you're making stuff out of the extra junk?
Where did they hear about it, though?
I think they get around.
It gets around, doesn't it?
How did we all hear about that Rod Stewart thing back in the 70s?
So
it's not all about the internet.
So Adam, you're saying that the chicken would be okay as long as they knew you were eating their kid. That's okay.
Well, look, if I had a kid and he bought it in a moped accident, I'd be sad. But if his liver and organs went on to help another kid in stem cells, but if he just threw them in one of those wood chippers, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, they should eat every
Meanwhile-
part of your kid.
Meanwhile,
Yes, I
Adam, you
agree.
want your kid to get skin cancer, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, he just wants the skin to be nice and crispy.
I'd rather see him die at 50 a man than make it to 85 as a puss. That's all I'm saying.
That's the thin line.
That is the title.
Sunscreen.
That is the title of your next book.
Yes, thank you.
Put that on his tombstone
And
in
you
20
are
years.
raising the Menendez boys now?
Yo, they should be let out of prison, by the way. Those parents had it coming.
Terrible.
Seriously, if my two twins, if my son says to my daughter somewhere around 19, hey, I got an idea. How about we load up a shotgun and shoot Dad and Mom while they're eating Haagen-Dazs and watching Sunday Night Football? And my daughter says to my son, all right, I'm in. We did a piss-poor job of parenting those kids. And that is nature or nurture. Either way, we deserve the shotgun.
I think the worst thing is those guys actually... Didn't they get married in jail? They all have families. You don't have a family.
Not only did they get married in jail, they all dated hotter chicks than I got when I was on MTV.
It doesn't make sense. It's women are crazy. They're crazy.
It's insane.
Or are we crazy for
Greg?
being on the outside?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
Andy.
there we go.
Yeah.
Greg, standards and practices would like me to point out that we do not condone patricide.
Okay, good, because I know. That's purely Adam's opinion,
Absolutely.
not mine.
Yep.
Or
Right.
yours.
Yes.
All right.
I am done.
Are you? All right, we got to move on. Thank you, Adam. I know you got a roll.
I do.
You got a meeting?
I do.
All right, we'll have fun.
Thank
See you
you.
around.
I'm not going to have fun.
All right, coming up, are leather chaps too extreme for the boardroom? We discuss Nick Gillespie's new book, Crap I Wear at Work. But first, I don't even know if we're doing this story, but I'm going to read the tease anyway.
Please.
He changed his name to something lame. That's basically it. Hey, it's Friday. I actually find it kind of nice. Hey, here I am. So last night I told you how much I love wrestling truckers behind the local Applebee's. It's true, but I also love charity. So let's get to my latest piece of art. This is called Craig T. Nelson Thinking About a Unicorn. The key fact here is every time you think good thoughts about a unicorn, an angel gets its wings. You think a bad thought about a unicorn, an elderly person is struck by lightning. The winning bid came from Peter Finnerty, who offered $300 for this work of art. Congratulations, Peter, on your new purchase. Now to the new piece of art. I call this the world's hippest unicorn because obviously it has a goatee. Rumor has it he wrote all of Ethan Hawke's poetry. It's true. To win this art, email your offer to redeye@foxnews.com to be considered. And as you know, all the money this week goes to TAPS, a nonprofit group that provides grief counseling and support programs to families of fallen soldiers. You can go to taps.org to learn more. And let's not forget the real message here. It's not about charity. It's about me. Did you know that I can squat thrust 400 pounds? I'd like to see a charity do that. No?
I would. No, I second that emotion.
Yeah, you know, but it can't. All right, time for another break. Remember to check out the new Red Eye podcast. There's a new one every day. To catch them, go to foxnewsradio.com and click on Red Eye. You know what we talked about today? We talked about Twitter and why sometimes people are mean to our guests on Twitter and how we don't like it.
I'd like to get in on that conversation.
Yes.
Who is that?
They say it's better than War and Peace and Everybody Poops combined. I speak, of course, of a new tome which comes out this Tuesday and tackles the crud that spews from both sides of the political aisle. It's called The Declaration of Independence, How Libertarian Politics Can Fix What's Wrong with America. Ooh, I like that sound. Mm-hmm. One of the authors is Nick Gillespie, who's been with us all night. So, Nick, dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Sum up libertarianism in a non-wordy and boring way for our audience.
Summarize.
Oh, did I say summer?
I thought you said some of.
All right.
Okay, well,
I apologize
can
for
we
that.
go on to the next question?
Should we skip?
I think we're done with this.
All right. Why should...
No, but here, I mean, you know what? Reason Magazine that I work for and my co-author and colleague Matt Welch work for, we talk about free minds and free markets. And, you know, basically the idea is that you should be allowed to do what you want to do as long as you're not actively screwing up other people or infringing on their rights to be happy and free and to try what they want to do. It's about running experiments and living, and it's about your default setting in any given situation to give an individual more choice to either make their way or screw it up and more responsibility for what happens. That's basic libertarianism.
See, the thing is, when you hear that, you go, okay, I'm a libertarian. If you express that to every single person on the planet, no one would say, that's disgusting.
No, actually, a lot of people are against that. And, you know, another way of talking about it is that we're, you know, and this simplifies it a bit, but it's, you know, we're fiscally conservative and we're socially liberal or socially tolerant. And, you know, what that means is that you don't want the government, you know, and it's not because the government can't do anything, right? But it's like you don't want the government spending all of your money plus all of your kids' money and all of your grandkids' money by just taking out loans and, you know, going into debt and then deciding, you know, oh, okay, you know, that they should get to control what's on TV like they do with the networks.
Yeah.
You know, they should get to control how you think, what you eat. I mean, we've lately seen the FDA rating Amish farms for selling raw milk.
They deserve it, though. Those Amish people are terrible.
I'm okay with the Amish part. It's the raw milk that I'm worried about.
Yeah, the whole
you know, and then in terms of social tolerance, a lot of people are, including Democrats. I mean, part of the point of the book is that the Republicans and the Democrats, the two big parties, aren't what they say. They aren't what they say they are. You know, the Republicans are always talking about a limited government, but God forbid two gay men want to get married. You know, it's like, oh no, the government's got to stop that because otherwise, you know, cats and dogs will be living together. And Democrats are always talking about free speech, but they're always bitching and moaning about bad music. I mean, that was a whole Tipper Gore rap in the 80s. You know, and it's just leave people alone. You know, do some roads, maybe courts, and some defense.
Fight terror.
Yeah, in defense.
I mean, you know, my thing is I don't care how anything goes as long as we're safe.
Right.
And that's the only thing that I want the government to do. But let me ask you this, because, and it's not meant to be an insult, it's just that every libertarian I've ever met is almost always brilliant, but then also kind of wacky. Do you buy that? The wacky?
Yeah, I think you probably have too much wheat in your diet, and that's why you have such a bad perception.
I've told him this so many times.
Way to bring it up, Nick. Way to bring it up.
Yeah, well, look, I mean,
You're gluten and libertarian intolerant.
Exactly.
That's right. I'm lactose intolerant.
Yes.
Those lactose should go
Wacky.
back to lactan, Lackland. But no, it's I mean, there's a lot of freaks in every group. It's like you could say the same thing about late night cable hosts. You could say the same thing about liberals or conservatives. A lot of Nazis. Some of them were smart, but most of them were really crazy. They had really messed up ideas. Same with communists. So, granted, but I think that part of what the book is about is it's not just about libertarians, it's about the growth of independents as voters. The Republicans and the Democrats are leaking market share, because they suck at what they do. They don't even do what they're going to say, and what they say is bad enough. And there's this rising group of voters who are independents. Many of them are libertarian-minded, where they're saying, look, government, take care of these few things and try to do that well, and then get the hell away from all of this other stuff, because that's where our life is most interesting and most innovative. Government didn't have anything to do with creating Amazon.com. Despite what you've heard, and you can read this in the book, they didn't have very much to do with creating the internet. The reason why grocery stores or why Whole Foods Market is around and you can buy 30 types of eggplants or you can get 30 types of Pop-Tarts on the supermarket shelves, it's not because of the government. Most of the time, it's in spite of what they're trying to do to regulate everything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think everybody should go out and buy your book. Reason Magazine is fantastic.
Thank you.
Nick's a fine writer. So is Matt Welch, your co-author. He's an excellent writer. So you can't go wrong with this book. And also, it's kind of pretty. All right, we got to move on. It's called The Declaration of Independence. Comes out Tuesday. We're going to close things out with the post-game wrap-up from TV's Andy Levy. See clips of recent shows. Go to foxnews.com/redeye. Remember, you can watch us on Saturday at 2 a.m. Eastern Time, 11 p.m. Pacific Time. A brand new Red Eye returns on Monday. Guests include Patty Ann Brown, Lauren Sivan, Noel Hancock, and the great Jim Norton. Back to TV's Andy Levy for the post-game wrap-up.
Thanks, Greg. Hey, Allison, where can people find you these days?
Well, on Thursday, I will be on E's 50 Super Epic TV Moments, which is an exciting new clip show. So that's Thursday at 9 p.m. on E. And then also, since Adam is not here, I must say, and even if you were here, I would say, that you can hear both of us on The Adam Carolla Show. Comes out 5 days a week. That's a podcast, and you can get it at adamcarolla.com, or if you go to iTunes and click on podcast, you'll find it, and you'll love it, I hope, I think.
Excellent.
I'm sure.
I know.
All right.
It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
I enjoy it.
Hey, Nick, a couple questions. One, are you and Matt Welch doing a little book tour for this book?
Yes, we are. We just closed that New York. Next week, we're going to be in D.C. We're going to have a reception at Reason's D.C. office. Go to Reason.com. And we'll also be appearing on Thursday doing a book talk at your old stamping grounds at the Cato Institute. Go to cato.org for info.
Excellent. Hey, so Matt tells me that he wrote the bulk of the book.
Oh, yeah, he did. No, it's true.
Right?
I come in mostly just to add adverbial endings to words. That's
really?
Right. And I have to say that I'm about the best at the Reason staff on that.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, that's something.
Okay.
Yeah. Back to you, Greg.
Back to me, indeed. Allison, great to have you back.
Thank
Schultz,
you.
suck. Nick, always a delight.
Thank you.
I'm Greg Gutfeld, and I'm just going to stare at you.